Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Taurus, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for the week of November 11th to the 17th. So Taurus, your cards this week, we have the beautiful Leap Oracle card, which is pretty much the Fool card in this Oracle deck. We have the Chariot, the Nine of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles in reverse, Justice, and the Three of Wands. So interesting here, we have a situation of recovery, of getting justice on something, some form of completion here, bringing something to a head, and then, it's really about being asked to explore new horizons, getting ready to propel yourself forward. The universe is really inviting you to take that leap of faith into what I'm sensing could be quite a different direction for you there, Taurus. So let's just start by reading out that oracle card. You go first, the universe will catch you. Life bends for the courageous. The universe wants to support you, but first you need to leap. To throw your life up in the air. Perhaps you know from what you are being called to leap toward. Perhaps you know what you're being called to leap toward or away from, but are scared to make the move. Or perhaps you're waiting for a sign from the universe. If this is you, then this card is your sign and permission slip to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. Yeah, so you are being called to trust yourself, to trust your gut, to have hope and faith in the universe, Taurus, and to leap towards something, or even leap away from something, to bring justice to something that maybe hasn't been, working for you, to get grounded again when you feel like life has been up in the air for a while. So, here we have in your recent past, I'm going to start here with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. I'm just going to flip it for the ease of reading, and we have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, so in reverse, in its upright position, that Five of Pentacles can be about a feeling of isolation, withdrawn, financial poverty, those kind of feelings. But in its reverse position, it's actually about recovery from that. Some of you might have been through a period where you've been recovering from financial loss. Maybe you've had a partnership, split up, and you found yourself with half of what you had before. Maybe, there was a job lost, or, some kind of situation where you had to pay out money. It can also be, recovering from spiritual poverty. Maybe some of you have been going through a period where you've been finding yourself after a period where you may have felt quite alone, or, isolated or detached from your higher self or from spirit. But, I think that you've really, through perseverance and resilience, that's seen you kind of walk that road of recovery. Because here we have the Nine of Wands. So we have almost a completion. If 10 was the completion, we have you almost completing and recovering from that. Yes, you're still carrying some of that weight, some of that burden, some of that extra responsibility, but we're almost at the end. And, we have a whole suite here of wounded and maimed characters. I feel like some of you might feel like you're almost out of energy, and you've got a few battle scars out of this situation. But that Nine of Wands shows me that you can make it. This is a wounded warrior, but he's still got some energy left in the tank. He can still bring this to a completion. It's there might still be some loose ends to tie up, and you might feel like you sort of have to look over your shoulder a little bit like this person, but you're so close to the completion of this, so close to moving on to much brighter times. Yeah, maybe that key is just to trust, to restore your hope and faith. I mean, if you've been through a difficult time like that, it's often, the case that we lose our sense of faith in the universe, but sometimes we have to experience harder things in order to, get to better times. So focus energies this week here, Taurus. We have the Justice card and the Two of Pentacles. So for me, this is that completion that you've been working towards, that you've been almost at. It's not coming in the form of a Ten of Wands, it's coming in the form of justice. So Justice card comes up when there is a fair and just modification that needs to happen to a situation to bring things back into balance again, to even the scales, even the score. So, for example, if you had lost out financially in a situation, if you've gone through a separation, or, something to do with the workplace, or, a job, this is things going to even out this week. So it could have been going through a court system, or there might have been, legal proceedings or documentation or things to sort out, contractual agreements. Well, this is where it all gets balanced out this week. And, I think that you're going to be victorious in this too, Taurus. So, yeah, I think after that time, maybe you've had to make ends meet for quite a while until this kind of cleared itself up. But, yeah, definitely coming into balance this week. And we have that with the Two of Pentacles. And for me in this reading, just given, what we've heard so far, I feel like this represents the fact that there has been a period where your life has been literally up in the air. And now we're starting to get some grounding. We're starting to get some stability. We're starting to get some results. We're starting to get some completion, some justice. So, it can mean that, in the past you might have felt like you sort of had one foot off the ground. You were lacking that sense of solidity and stability, but that's what we see you moving towards this week. So try and keep yourself in balance emotionally if you can. Also financially, might be a period of time to kind of, pull the reins in a little bit, so to speak, to keep these pentacles both in the air so we don't drop one. It's a time for you to focus on, coming back into a place where our emotions aren't so much in movement or in turmoil, to really ground ourselves, to take control, to take charge, and to get justice on this situation. Because in the near future, we see a lot of beautiful sunny forward movement here for you, Taurus. So, yeah, the Three of Wands for me in this reading is you already having turned your back on that past situation. I think as soon as it gets resolved, then it's like, okay, I'm turning my back. I'm only considering my future and forward movement. I'm done with that. This person here, who is actually the young emperor, is not interested in what's behind him at all. He's done with that. He's closed the door and he's just looking out towards that horizon. And these ships that we see on the lake, they haven't come in yet. But there's promise of success in the future. There's promise that those manifestations that you set now will come into fruition in your next chapter. Because 3 is the number of manifestation. So I think it's really going to be a time, once you've cleared that situation, to really think about what you want in your next chapter and start making the movements towards getting there. Here we have the Chariot. It's another card of victory. We have 2 cards of victory here. And the similarity I'm seeing between the Two of Pentacles and the Chariot is that these 2 sphinxes, who are just slightly angled in opposite directions, can also represent that feeling of instability or indecision or, life being up in the air. And it's really the key to bring those parts of ourselves in alignment, because through doing that, that's when we can propel ourselves forward with speed, because this person here is dragging a heavy stone chariot. But by being aligned, by being clear on what direction you want to go in, where you want to head, then that's the key for moving forward swiftly, using just, the magician's tool of the wand here. Some of you may even be making a physical move, a relocation, moving home, relocating for work, traveling, that kind of thing under the Chariot. And, because we do have that leap energy, which is like the Fool, I've just talked about, really manifesting where you want to head for your life and move forward. That's all good and well, but you may not know now, what that final destination is going to be, because that's what the Fool card sort of talks about, is taking those first steps. Even though you may not know fully what the destination is, you might have an idea in your mind of what you want it to be, but starting to take the action anyway, because, you are being invited to leap, and the universe is saying that it will catch you, and you just have to have trust and hope and faith that things will work out better for you than what they have in the past, because we see that shift in energy this week, Taurus. So that's what I have for you. I'm going to leave it there. Keep in mind it's a general reading, so it won't be for every Taurus. Feel free to leave me a comment. I'd love to know how it's unfolding in your daily life. And I'll see you back here next week, Taurus, for another reading.